What's up, everyone? It's J and J with Justin and Jordan. What we got today, Justin?
So today we're going to be talking about the East playing first, the Miami Heat and the Atlanta Hawks, and then the Chicago Bulls versus the Toronto Raptors.
I'm letting you know right now, with the Heat and the Hawks, the Heat is taking that easy. We see now that the Hawks is kind of having some chemistry issues. We're already hearing talks about Trae Young possibly getting traded. They got the green light to trade anybody on the team, including the cornerstone. I know Trae Young sees that. Trae Young has had problems with the whole team the entire season. I think this is going to lead to a collapse in the first game. I think we're going to see playoff Jimmy Butler come back as he does every single year. He's a certified playoff performer. I got the Heat blowing them out easy.
I kind of agree with you, too, because the Atlanta Hawks all season have been just mediocre. They've never been able to pull off a run, a good winning streak. They always win 2 games, lose 2 games, and it's the same thing. I feel like Trae Young and DeJounte Murray, it's a good mix, but I feel like they haven't been able to gel really. And I feel like John Collins is kind of taking a step back compared to years past. And I feel like I like Quinn Snyder as a coach, but I feel like him getting there so late, it's only so much he could do. And I just trust Miami's culture and their locker room leadership with Jimmy Butler, Eric Spoelstra, and all those guys. So I feel like they'll get it done.
Yeah, I like what you said about Quinn. I think Quinn needs another year, let it gel. But right now, it's not a good look for them right now. I think DeJounte and Trae, we saw like it was going to be great on paper. Didn't work out too hot. I don't think it's going to work out this time. I think they're going to have some trouble in this game with the Heat's defense. I know like Kyle Lowry's not really an X factor too much, but I think the combo of Tyler Hero, Bam, and Jimmy Butler is going to be too much for them. We've had seen these guys go to the finals together. We've seen these guys go to the conference finals, take the Bucks, the Celtics as far as they can handle it. I got the Heat easily.
Yeah, I agree with you, and I feel like Atlanta's bench depth isn't really as strong, I feel like, since their ACF run, because I feel like Bogey's been good, but it hasn't been the same. They lost out on Gallo. Sharif Cooper isn't there anymore. I feel like their only bright young spot is AJ Griffin.
They play some mid-ass 500 ball. That's what it is. Yeah. They play 500 ball. They're nothing too hot, but that doesn't mean that they're going to be out the playoffs because they're going to have one more chance for the playoffs after that, depending on who they beat in the 9 and 10 matchup. Who you got in the 9 and 10 matchup?
9 and 10. I'm going to have to go with the Bulls because I feel like lately they've been playing really good. And I feel like it's never how you start, it's how you finish. And I feel like they've been ending the season pretty strong. But Toronto's they're no slouch though. I feel like Nick Nurse is a really good coach, even though he's kind of on the hot seat right now. But I kind of trust the guys. Siakam he was tearing it up this year, but I feel like he kind of slowed down. But I still have respect for him. Scotty Barnes is a dog. Fred VanVleet, that whole team OG. But I think Chicago takes it. I feel like they've been really pushing it towards the end of the season.
I'm not gonna lie. I'm surprised you even thought about it because I think this one is going to be easily the Raptors. You know, I mean, I think the Bulls, we're going to see them. They were frauds last year. I think even now, even as a play-in 10 seed, I still think that they're frauds. I don't think they're a real playoff matchup right now. You're going to rely on DeRozan and Zach LaVine to carry to a win over guys like Siakam, over guys like OG, Scotty Barnes. I think there's going to be FVV's last chance to really prove himself and show to the world, show the grand stage that, hey, I'm still him. I contributed to our 2019 ring. I'm still him. I am a playoff performer. I don't think the Bulls are cut like that. So I'm going to have to disagree with you there. I don't know how you want to move forward with that. But for me, I think it's going to be the Hawks and the Raptors for that last 8 seed push.
Yeah, I heard what you're saying. But I feel like if it was a series, I would see the Raptors. But if we're talking just one game, I like the Bulls' chances one game. You got Zach LaVine, DeMar DeRozan doing what they do. I feel Kobe White's been pretty good these last couple of games, I'm not going to lie. I'm not the biggest Kobe White fan, but he's been turning it up. But I feel like one game, I like the Bulls' chances. But if it's a series, yeah, I'll definitely take the Raptors.
I'll tell you one thing straight off the rip right now, because we both agreed DeRozan's really clutch, right?
Yeah.
How clutch can you be when the game's blown out the water? Because I think you're underrating a guy like Siakam. I think Siakam's going to be the biggest player. He's going to be the best player on the floor when those two teams match up. I think it's going to be too tough for them to contain him. They don't got guys to guard him. Who are you going to throw at him? Vucevic?
I didn't even mention Vucci, man.
Yeah, like, come on. Who's going to guard Siakam? Siakam is, in my opinion, an all-NBA forward. Who is going to stop him? I think they got the guys. They got the length to stop DeRozan and Zach LaVine. Who is stopping Siakam? I want you to let me know right now. Who is stopping Siakam?
Nah, yeah, that boy Vucci getting cooked. I'm not gonna lie.
He's getting cooked every single possession. I'm going to let you know right now. I'm telling you. I got the Raptors. Punching a ticket for the Raptors right now. I'll bet money on the Raptors that they'll win. I got no faith in the Bulls. I got no faith in DeMar DeRozan. I got no faith in Zach LaVine. Give me Pascal Siakam.
Damn. You got to respect DeRozan, USC, Compton.
It don't matter. It don't matter because you know what? Like we said, yeah, sure, he's clutch. He's clutch, but when do you need a clutch bucket when you're losing by 30? You let me know.
That's a fact.
So what's that going to leave us with? You're going to concede that the Raptors is really going to make it through? Or you're going to stick with the Bulls and we just figure it out? Come on now. I know you feeling the Raptors right now. I know you feeling Siakam.
Pause.
Yeah, of course, pause. But I know you know that Siakam is him. We know Siakam's
Siakam
body.
definitely is him, but I don't know. I feel like the Bulls been playing really good basketball to end the season. And I don't know. One game I feel like they could take. It's going to be tough because it's in Toronto, but I like the Bulls' chances.
You know how them Toronto fans be.
Yeah.
One of the top 5 fan bases. They're going to make it tough for the Bulls. But anyways, I know we disagree on that, but do you have the Hawks beating both of them, either one of them?
If the Hawks move on, I don't know. I feel like if Toronto beats the Bulls, I feel like they'll beat Atlanta.
So why do you think that the Raptors can't beat the Bulls, but they could beat Atlanta? I think Atlanta's way better than the Bulls.
I feel like the fact that Toronto just has bigger bodies to throw at Trae Young. Because Trae Young, I remember last year in the playoffs, he was struggling because Miami has so many bodies to throw at him. But I know you have DeJounte Murray now, but I feel like still they still had trouble like getting used to playing with each other. And I feel like if you throw in OG and sometimes Siakam at Trae Young, it's going to be... I mean, I know Trae Young's a dog, but that's going to be difficult. And I know they got DeJounte Murray there to kind of ease the pain, but I feel like the Raptors just got too many like options to throw at him.
You see, and this is exactly what I'm saying, you know? You proven your own argument wrong. So, if they got the bodies to throw at Ice, Trae, and DeJounte, that means they got bodies for guys who I would say are not as good as Ice, Trae, and DeJounte, and Zach LaVine and DeRozan. So I think the Raptors are going to take that 8 seed right now. I could tell you right now confidently, I think they smoke the Bulls. I think the Hawks keep it close. I think Trae Young's a very phenomenal performer when the lights are showing. But I'm taking the Raptors to take that 8 seed. That's my opinion. I would lock it in. Give me the Heat and the Raptors. Punch in their ticket to go to the playoffs.
You think DeJounte is better than Zach LaVine?
I would take DeJounte Murray over Zach LaVine any day of the week. Give me that two-way play. Give me that playmaking.
That's interesting. I'm not the biggest Zach LaVine fan, but I don't know. I feel like Zach LaVine he's tough, man.
And when you throw Zach LaVine against DeJounte Murray, who you think coming out of that? Come on, DeJounte Murray locking him up. What's Zach LaVine going to do on the other side?
That's a fact. I can't even.
You see? I'm telling you. I'm telling you, bro. I'm telling you, it's the Raptors. Give me the Raptors as the 8 seed. Sleeper pick for the whole playoffs. Give me the Raptors. I don't think anybody want to see the Raptors in the first round.
Yeah, give me Miami for the 7th seed. And give me the Raptors for the 8th seed.
You see? I know you want to say it. I know you want to pick the Raptors. Now, I'm not going to lie. The East ones, they're interesting. But we know why the West play-ins are way more interesting. Starting off with the Lakers versus the T-Wolves. Lakers box office every single year. Whether it's 10 wins or 60 wins, box office with LeBron James. The biggest playoff performer of all time. So what you think LeBron going to do in his second appearance in the play-in?
I feel like with the whole... I mean, it might not be a big deal, but like yesterday's game, Rudy Gobert and Kyle Anderson getting into it, and then McDaniels punching the wall and fracturing his hand. I don't know. I don't know what
He
was
pulled
going.
the Amari Stoudemire.
Yeah, I don't know.
The Amari in 2023.
Hopefully he's okay to play, but I think
Broken hand?
yeah, it's looking
You
quiet.
think you're gonna play
It's
with a
looking
broken hand?
Yeah, I don't know. That was dumb. But the Lakers has been playing really good basketball to end the season as well. LeBron's been on a tear. If it's one game, I'm not betting against LeBron James. That's a given. Anthony Davis, he's been cooking too. And also, Austin Reeves has been going crazy. He's been going
Bro,
wild.
I'm telling you right now, Austin Reeves is a guy that any contender wants. You always want a guy that could hustle, just a hard-nosed defender, a high IQ player. He's just a guy that you need on a contending team.
Let me ask you, you think Austin Reeves could be the third best player on the championship team?
I wouldn't go that far, but I think he's an important piece. I think he could be a starter to a championship level team. But there's 5 guys as his starters. I wouldn't want him as my third. But I'll tell you right now, I got faith in the Lakers, even if they had Gobert, because I don't think Gobert is even coming back. So you losing J-Mac, you losing Gobert. What are you gonna do? How are you gonna stop LeBron and AD from cooking your entire team with your 2 best defenders gone? I know we make a lot of people like to make fun of Rudy Gobert, say he's not that good of a defender, he don't deserve his defensive player of the year. But who is anchoring that defense in the paint? Karl Anthony Towns? Sure, Cat could get his buckets, but is he gonna stop AD? I don't think I've ever seen Karl Anthony Towns stop AD one game in his life. Let's just keep it real right now. They just lost both of their best defenders. What are they gonna do now? I love Ant-Man, but he's just not enough. Him and Cat are not enough to overcome the Lakers. Give me the Lakers in a blowout. Give me the Lakers by 20.
Nah, yeah. The only reason I asked that Austin Reeves question is because I've seen a lot of people on Twitter talking crazy about Austin Reeves, saying he's that guy. I like Austin Reeves since Oklahoma, but he's not third best player on the chip team. That's kind of crazy. But yeah, you was right though. Gobert is the anchor of this defense, and McDaniels being out is kind of a tough blow because he is their best wing defender. And I feel like Anthony Davis is probably going to have his way in the paint, and no one's going to stop LeBron. Who are you going to throw at LeBron?
It's LeBron, bro.
Yeah, it's LeBron. There's nobody you could really throw at him. Shout out Ant-Man. He's going to get his. Cat will most likely get his as well. But I feel like the Lakers has been clicking right now, and I feel like it's going to be too much for the Timberwolves. And the Timberwolves just going through all this teammate shit at the end of the season, and McDaniels messing up his hand. I feel like all that is too much. I don't think they're going to take this.
Gobert picked the worst time to absolutely destroy team chemistry on the very last game of the season.
Yeah.
That's going to be a problem we're going to see on the court, even if he's gone. Because I doubt that he's going to come back. They sent him away. They sent him back home. I don't know if they're going to forgive him. I know he apologized to the team, the fans, Kyle Anderson, the league. But let's be serious right now. You don't fix that.
Yeah.
At least with Draymond and Jordan Poole, which is a very similar situation, they have the whole season to work it out. Not only that, but they are battle-tested in the playoffs. They are championship winners. Can we say that about Rudy Gobert? Hell no.
Now, yeah, not only that, they had Draymond and Poole had 2 seasons prior, I believe, playing together, or 3. And this is the McDaniels, Kyle Anderson first year playing together. Shout out Kyle Anderson, by the way, New Jersey.
I love Somo.
Rudy Gobert said Kyle, he talks kind of crazy in practice. I'm like, damn, that's just Jersey, man.
That's how it is. But that leaves us with, the Lakers going through. They're going to be a lock for the 7th seed. Leaves the T-Wolves another chance to fight for the 8th seed. Who you got in the 9 and 10?
9 and 10. OKC and Pelicans. Damn, that's going to be a good game. But I think I might go with OKC, bro.
I'm going OKC too.
I think I'm going to go OKC.
When it's a one-game playoff, I'm telling you right now, you want the very best player on the court. For a series, you need a good team and whatnot. But for a one-game playoff, you need the best player on the court. And I think that's SGA. I don't think nobody's stopping SGA. You know how highly I like to rate Josh Giddey too. I don't think the Pelicans, if the Pelicans had Zion, that trio of Zion, B.I., CJ, of course, I would love to pick them. Mind you, this was a top 2 seed. I think there was the 1 seed with Zion. But without Zion, this team changes drastically because he's legitimately one of the 20 best players in the league. When you lose one of the top 20 best players in the league, no matter how good your team is, it's just not going to look the same. Give me the Thunder. I think it's going to be a close game. Probably going to be within 5-6 points, a 2-possession game. But give me the Thunder. I got SGA going off for 30 like he's been doing the entire season, bro. I don't think anything's going to change with this play-in. He's going to drop 30 again.
Nah, yeah, I really like the Thunder as of late because SGA's leap, we all knew he could do this, but I feel like this season he's taking it to another level. Josh Giddey as well, he's really been hooping. FanDuel, if you see his points, rebounds, assists, if you see it at 27.5 points, rebounds, assists, take the over. I'm telling you, that boy's a dog. Shout out J-Dub. He's been cooking. Jalen Williams, he's been doing his thing as of late. People have been saying he's the number 2 for Rookie of the Year, but that man Paolo different.
Yeah, of course, we're going to talk about awards later, but yeah, I forgot to mention J-Dub, integral piece of the team. And I just think that he's going to be a big difference maker. He's kind of going to be the X factor between both teams, not just for the Thunder, but out of both teams, he's going to be the biggest X factor. So I guess that leaves us with the T-Wolves, with the Thunder then, fighting for the 8th seed. I'm not going to lie. Give me the Thunder.
Well, wait, I got to say a little bit about the Pelicans. Although I think the Thunder will win, I just want to say I do think I could see this game going close, going both ways. Just the fact that B.I. is just, you can't really sleep on him. He's going to do his thing. He's going to get buckets. Same thing with C.J. And then also Trey Murphy III has been playing really good as of late. And you still got to worry about guys like, you still got Herb Jones there. You got Alvarado, the fan favorite. But, yeah, I could see this game going either way, but I still got OKC pulling it out.
Of course. So, like I said before, that leaves us with the Thunder and the T-Wolves, and I think the Thunder got in the bag. I don't know how different it would be if Gobert was still there, if J-Mac was still there, but I think even with those guys, it would be close. I wouldn't know who to pick, but without those two pieces, I have to take the Thunder. Like I keep saying, one game off, give me the best guy on the court. I respect Ant-Man, one of the upcoming stars in the league. He's already a star in his own right. He's going to be a superstar probably by next year. He's going to be getting MVP votes next year. I guarantee it. But right now, I think SGA is the better player, and he's gonna go off. He's going to go off in both of these playoff games because he knows that he wants to win. I know the Thunder, they love this thing. They want to hoard all these picks. But at some point, you got to prove it and that you could win with the guys you got. You don't need any more young talent. You have a plethora of young talent. And this is all without Chet, so they don't even need a top pick. They don't really have to tank these games. They don't got to feel better about losing these games. I think these are 2 win-now games, and that's why I got to take the Thunder. I think SGA wants to get back to the playoffs. He's a young guy, but he's already playoff tested. A lot of people forget, but he went to the playoffs twice already. He went the one time with CP3 when he was on the Thunder, and he went with the Clippers, I believe, as a rookie or in his second year.
Yeah.
So it's like, I think he's ready for the playoffs. I don't think he wants to sit around, just collecting picks after picks after picks. Because in his own right, he's a phenomenal player. He's an MVP-level superstar. And I think he's going to show the world now, like, look, we ready for the playoffs. We ready to start contending every single year from now on. And just wait and see how good this team is going to be with Chet next year.
Nah, yeah. I don't know why my heart is telling me to pick the Timberwolves, but I feel like the Thunder low-key got it because their defense has been stepping up. And with McDaniels out, them losing him, and the disconnect with Rudy Gobert, I don't know. I feel like that's another game that could be close as well. But I don't know why I'm kind of leaning the Timberwolves. Just because I like Ant-Man and Cat. I feel like that one game, I don't know. I feel like that one could be really good. But I feel like, I don't know. I'm going to go T-Wolves. Just because I don't want to give the same answer, but I'm going to go T-Wolves. I think it's going to be close, though. I'll say T-Wolves by, 5.
Let me ask you a quick question, though, real quick. If the T-Wolves was to blow the first game of the play-in,
yeah,
you think they're going to call, let's say Gobert don't play, you think they're going to call him back, or you think they're going to preserve team chemistry? What do you think they're going to value more, trying to get into that 8 seed or try to win without him to preserve that chemistry? Because I don't know if you've seen, there's an audio clip that went out of Kyle Anderson. He's like, yo, I'm tired of this guy talking shit. These guys got to make a fucking decision this summer. He's pissed off. He's still pissed off. This was right that some arena worker caught him on the hot mic recording him. So I think, in my opinion, no matter what, Gobert's not coming back. I think they're going to have to preserve that team chemistry because without chemistry, either way, you're going to lose. Even if they lose against the Lakers, which I think they will, you got to stick with your guys. You got to take your guys' back because if I don't know, I don't got no inside sources, but if I had to guess, a lot of the locker room is probably backing Kyle Anderson right now because we know Gobert is not respected by most of the league already. And we've seen that, Ant-Man himself did not respect Gobert as an interior guy. He said he's not scared of Gobert going at him in the paint. He's more scared of Porzingis than Gobert. This is before they were teammates. So you really think that Ant-Man is going to be backing, Gobert in this argument? You think Cat is going to be backing Gobert? I think they want to preserve that team chemistry. Most likely take Kyle Anderson's back. I think they're going to stick with they're going to stick without Gobert in both games, but I think it's going to punish them. And I still think that's going to lead to them missing the playoffs.
I hear what you're saying, and I'm not the biggest Gobert fan, but I feel like even if they drop that game to the Lakers, I feel like you still kind of have to play with him for the next game because to trade all that draft capital and do all that to get him, to just say, we're not going to go for the playoffs, I feel like that's a waste. And it looks dumb on the front office if you're going to do all that just to drop the season like that. I feel like you kind of just finish the season out, and then in the off season you could have those conversations. But I feel like to do all of that, trading everything, just to kind of just botch the season, I feel like it doesn't look good on the front office.
No, I do agree with you. Like as they say in baseball, you traded the farm for this guy, and I do agree with you that if they want to win, they kind of gotta play Gobert. But at the same time, I think that they want to stick with chemistry. I think chemistry is very underrated in any sport at all. You can have the best guys on the court, on the field, whatever you want to call it, in whatever sport. But chemistry is going to be the most important. I think Gobert fucked up the chemistry at the worst point in time of the season. And I don't think they're going to be able to reconcile that quickly. Both these games are going to happen within the next week. You really think Kyle Anderson's going to forgive him? You really think the locker room is really going to forgive this guy and say, hey, I trust this guy. I trust this guy to help us win a play-in game or two. Come on. I don't think they're going to rock with him. He completely destroyed the chemistry. That chemistry is the most important thing in sports, and he just went out and fucked it up.
But do you think Chris Finch actually has that authority to do that? Because I feel like Chris Finch will probably feel that way and be like, oh, yeah, let me bench him. But I feel like at the same time, the front office, especially the GMs, are going to be like, damn, if you bench him, that's going to make me look bad because I made the trade. So I feel like the GM is the one that's going to be like, damn, can you not bench him? Because, I made that trade and it's going to make me look bad with the owners and all that. So I feel like even if Chris Finch felt that way, I feel like he kind of doesn't have the authority to do that. So I feel like that mostly falls on the GMs and the owners for them to do that. And at the end of the day, the NBA is a business. So they made an investment with Rudy Gobert. Right now, it's not really working out. And I feel like by doing that, by going with chemistry, you kind of just admit defeat. I feel like you'd rather just wait till the offseason and take care of all that.
I know I'm hearing what you're saying, but even then, we've seen how many times have we seen Rudy Gobert in the playoffs, bro, for entire 7-game series.
Oh, I agree.
I don't think these guys believe anyways that he's going to make a big difference, This guy he already has a record. I respect, a lot of people don't respect Rudy Gobert, fans, players, whatever, media. I respect Rudy Gobert as a defender, but I'm just keeping a G right now. I don't think that he's going to make a difference in a playing game or whatever. I'll say this. I'll concede this point, though. If they make it to the playoffs, I think they bring him back. Whether it's the 7th seed or the 8th seed, I think they're bringing him back. But for these two playing games, if they have to play two, which I think they are, I don't think they're going to bring him for either one. I think there's a chance for them to bring him for the 8th seed game, but right now I'm just not seeing it. I think he did something that's kind of you're trying to fix in a short amount of time. As we compare with Draymond and Jordan Poole, it takes a whole season. It takes a couple months even just to get through that. But these guys have less than a week to get over it, and I don't think that's gonna happen.
I still think they bring him back for next year, just because of everything they traded for, and also because you lost Cat for he missed 51 games or something like that.
A lot of games.
He missed a lot of games, so I feel like you didn't really get to see all of them together. So I feel like they're gonna give it till next year. Maybe if they start the season off next year, everybody's healthy, and they're still like kind of mediocre, then I guess you could say about like All-Star break, you could try to do something. But I feel like going into next year, I feel like they're gonna keep Rudy Gobert on the roster.
Yeah, no, I agree. I don't think they're gonna trade him. If anything, they're gonna get rid of Slow-Mo, even if it's not the right decision, or try to keep both. But I don't think getting rid of Gobert is the option to go with right now. But going back to playing though, I know we got off with like the drama and stuff and the chemistry. It's just because it's a big impact on these playing games. I still got the Thunder winning. I got the Thunder as the lock for the 8th seed. Lakers is the 7th seed. What about you? Who's winning that 8th seed game?
I took the Timberwolves. I wanted to pick something different than you, but I think it is gonna be a close game though. I'm gonna take the Timberwolves to win that in like by 5 points.
All right, fine. So I guess well, in my opinion, I don't think it's going to change much in the actual first round, starting with the first seed with the 8th seed. For me, it would be the Nuggets versus the Thunder. I'm going to take the Nuggets in 5. I think SGA could win you one game. As I said before, he's just a phenomenal player. But besides that, I think the Nuggets have the most pressure on them to win. This is a team that has to go to the finals because they've gone to the Western Conference Finals once. That was during the bubble. A lot of people criticize the bubble. I really don't. But that was 2020. It's been 3 years now. 2021, swept by the Suns. Embarrassed by the Suns. Last year, embarrassed by the Warriors. I understand Jokic didn't have the help, but it does not matter. This is the year. There's no excuses. You can't say, oh, there's no Jamal Murray. There's no MPJ. It don't matter. You got the full squad out right now. You have to win, and it starts with the first series. Give me the Nuggets over the Thunder in 5 games. Maybe SGA extends the series in Game 4. He wins the Game 4 game, forces a Game 5. And that's how it goes. Avoid the sweep.
My first round matchup would be the Nuggets and the Timberwolves.
Yes.
And I would say this might be a sweep because I would give the Timberwolves one game, but I'm just thinking back on last year in the playoffs, how undisciplined Karl Anthony Towns was. I feel like he was always getting into foul trouble, and he was matched up with Jaren Jackson and Steven Adams. But now you're going to be matched up with Jokic, most likely, or if not, Aaron Gordon, who's also a physical player. So I feel like Cat can't afford to get into foul trouble if they want to at least take a game. I know Ant's going to have his games. The only reason I'll give him one game is for the slight fact that you might have that one game where Cat and Ant combine for like 65, 70 points. But other than that, I think the Nuggets take it. I'll say 5 games. But I think Jokic is on a mission this year. I feel like he got to get. It's not really his fault because I feel like he's had things out of his control.
It's not.
But I feel like this is a big year for them. They've been without Murray 2 years ago, and then last year they was without Murray and MPJ. So I feel like this is the year I feel like they should at least feel like WCF is like the floor.
That is the minimum, because if you lose in the second round, which is a possibility because the West is so close, I consider the season a failure. And, I know you give them a little bit more of a leash, but I think they need to go to the finals. Mm-hmm. Because if they don't go to the finals, even the Western Conference Finals, that's a failure of a season. You are getting what is possibly, I don't know, I'm going to give my opinion later, but possibly a 3-time MVP back-to-back that we have not seen since Larry Bird in the middle of the 80s. That should be a finals team with a healthy support system. So it's like, if you're not making the finals, this season's a failure. I'm not saying they got to win the big trophy, you feel me? But you got to make it to the finals, bro. You cannot lose in the Western Conference Finals, and God forbid you lose in the first or second round, because that will be embarrassing no matter what. It's
going to be tough, though, because they do get past. I mean, after the first round, they'll have to go up against Phoenix or the Clippers.
Yeah, don't sleep on the Clips yet.
Yeah, so that's going to be an interesting second-round matchup.
So we both got the Nuggets. I think, this next one is going to be the best matchup that we're going to see in the West. I want to preface this by saying I'm not a Laker fan. It might sound like I am, but I'm taking the Lakers over the Grizzlies in 7 games. Give me LeBron James. If AD, this is my condition though. If AD does not get hurt at any point in the series where he has to miss even one game, even if it's just one game, give me the Lakers in 7 games. If he plays all 7 games, I see no reason why the Grizzlies should beat this team. The Lakers are a fake 7 seed because these guys just completed the best regular season turnaround that I've ever seen. It's got to be between this and the rookie year Donovan Mitchell Jazz, where they completed that crazy turnaround. But I think this one's different because the Lakers had all eyes, all cameras on them, all this stuff with Russ. Got rid of Russ. Got a complete steal of a haul with all these guys that they got back. Completed such a great turnaround. I think there's great chemistry. I understand that the Grizzlies are a tight-knit group. They have incredible chemistry. They've been playing with each other for years. The Ja stuff didn't break them apart, but, they don't have Steven Adams. I understand they got, Triple J. Triple J is a phenomenal defender. I think he could handle AD, but I think AD still has the potential to cook him. And LeBron is LeBron. I don't think I have to explain why LeBron can win you a playoff game. This man has been in the playoffs for over a decade now. I understand, sure, he missed last year, but there's a completely different roster. We need to stop setting these standards of, what happened last year, to make this team a failure this year. I'm going to take LeBron. I got faith in LeBron. At this age, he's 38 years old. I still want LeBron James over this prime John Morant, this prime Triple J. I think Dylan Brooks is going to shoot them out of a lot of games. I understand he's going to be locking up. He's going to be playing phenomenal defense, one of the best wing defenders, one of the best perimeter defenders in the league. But I think he's going to shoot them out of a lot of games, which is what happened even against the Timberwolves. And I think this team we got right now in the Lakers is better than last year's Timberwolves team, which took the Grizzlies to 6 games. Imagine that. Imagine Dylan Brooks shooting out of these games, but instead you're facing LeBron. What are you going to do? What are you going to do when Dylan Brooks goes 3 for 18? I'm being dead serious. What are you going to do? It's not that you got to worry about Cat choking now. You can't bank on Cat choking this year. Now you have to bet on LeBron and AD choking, and I don't see it. I think this is one final hurrah for LeBron. He really got to prove himself. I know that he got a lot on his mind. I think this is a lot of people joke about what does this do for LeBron's legacy in regards to everything, but I think this is a really big deal for him, even at the end of his career. This man is going to the playoffs again with championship aspirations. I don't know how far they could get, but I think they get out this first round over the Grizzlies.
I think I'm gonna have to go with the Grizzlies, but only because I feel like just the uncertainty around Anthony Davis. I feel like in the playoffs you can't load manage. You're playing every other night. You never know what could happen any game. He could get hurt. He could fall. Every time he falls down, I'm kind of just looking like, is he going to be all right? Is he going to be out for X amount of games? And then LeBron is LeBron. We all know that. But his injury, I feel like he did kind of come back a little quicker than expected. So we'll see how that goes. I feel like now he's been playing really good. But I feel like even if LeBron does stay healthy and play the way we know he's going to play, I feel like with the uncertainty of Anthony Davis, it's kind of hard to replace that void if he goes down, because the Grizzlies just have a really strong unit. Because, even without John Morant, this team is really, really good. Desmond Bane is, really good. Dylan Brooks, I know he could be annoying, but he's useful to some playoff teams. He's going to be talking. He's going to be the gritty guy, does the dirty work. A lot of teams appreciate that. Every contending team needs a guy like that. Brandon Clark is really good. Triple J, we don't even have to talk about him. He's the anchor of that team. Tyus Jones, best backup point guard in the league. He saved me in a few parlays, but Tyus Jones is a real deal. Shout out Tyus Jones, Duke.
He's a starter level point guard on a lot of teams, but I think I'm hearing you, bro. I'm hearing you. It's probably one of the deepest teams in the playoffs.
Luke Kennard too. Luke Kennard's been hooping. Santi Aldama, I remember when he cooked the Knicks' first game of the season.
Yeah, and Luke Kennard, I kind of want to show, I want to shed some light on him because I think he's been phenomenal for the team. I know a lot of guys have been great. I think his shooting, I know he's been a great shooter, but I think he's really going to be tested now. I don't know if he can handle this series. I think he's going to be kind of like the X factor, going either way of who might win and whatnot, but I think if he doesn't shoot well enough, they're gonna lose. And my Lakers X factor gotta be let's go Vanderbilt. I was in a toss up between him and Bees. But I'll give it to both of them. But I think Vanderbilt's gonna be more important than Bees.
I thought you was about to say Austin Reed.
No. I think he's kind of like on that map, whether it's because he's great or because he's a white guy on the Lakers. He's kind of like earned that to the point where he's not like this mystery. But like Vando and Malik, I think they're the two X factors.
Hey, but I will say this though, D'Lo got to come out to play because last year D'Lo was.
I think he's gonna be fine.
Yeah, but last year I don't think he came out to play in the play. In the play-in, he was cooking, but the playoffs, nah. And it's different now because you playing for the Lakers, you playing with LeBron, so having bad games in that spotlight is kind of everything shines different when you put on that Laker jersey.
But he already dealt with it as a young man. He's grown. And I know you're saying, he had problems with the Grizzlies last year. Counterpoint to that, maybe it's not guaranteed, but now he's more used to it. He got experience facing the Grizzlies in the playoffs. Maybe that's an advantage to him. It could go either way. Maybe it's an advantage for the Grizzlies. They already know his every move in the playoffs. They know what he could do in the playoffs. They know how to limit him. But I think D'Lo's going to be able to overcome his lack of performing last year. And which is why I'm going to pick the Lakers in 7. I know you picked the Grizzlies, but in how many games?
I'll say Grizzlies in 6.
6, all right.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be close. That's why I said 7, I know a lot of Laker fans are already celebrating even before winning the play-in that they think they could take the Grizzlies easily. I don't even think 6 games is going to be enough to take them down. I think you got to take them to 7. You got to beat them in Memphis. So after that, we got a NorCal matchup. Northern California in the building for the first time in a long time, both at the same time. The Kings versus the Warriors. Are we going to see the beam getting lit 4 times or what? What are you thinking? Are you taking the Kings or are you taking the Warriors? Because the Kings are the new kids on the block, We've seen that De'Aaron Fox has been so clutch, not just this year, but for his whole career. We've seen the Sabonis trade get shit on a lot when it happened because everyone was saying, what are the Kings doing? They're getting rid of a young future superstar. How could they do this? Sabonis is good, but at best, their ceiling is a play-in team. And look at them now. They're the 3rd seed. So how do you feel about the Kings going into the playoffs over possibly the most experienced playoff team in the playoffs right now? Not just the West, but on both conferences.
It's tricky because the Kings this year have really been... They've been really something to talk about. I've been tuned into a lot of Kings games this year. And
wait, hold on. Before you even continue, because I remember you laughed at me the first week of the season when I said, I'm going to watch a Kings game right now. And you said, when the fuck has anyone ever said that shit? Because I've been rocking with the Kings for a while. I love De'Aaron Fox. He played like one of my favorite players of all time, John Wall. I'm glad you came around, though, because you was cooking me that day. You said, who the fuck watches the Kings?
Nah, yeah, I was talking crazy. I was like, yo, who watches the Kings, man? But, I feel like I've been tuned into League Pass a lot with the Kings playing late at night, and they've had a lot of exciting games that they're just a really fun team to watch. Their offense is great. Shout out to Mike Brown. He's always been a good coach. But I feel like with this matchup with the Warriors, it's going to be a tough matchup because the Warriors got all the experience. The Kings are the new kids on the block, but I feel like, I don't know if I'm crazy, but I feel like the Kings could really win this because the Warriors has been so bad on the road, bro. It's crazy. And their defense has been kind of shaky. So they got Steph, they got Clay, they got Poole. They're going to put the points up. But I feel like if you're going to be in a battle with just straight points and who's going to put up the most points, I like the Kings. Even call me crazy, even though they got Steph and Clay on the other side and Poole. But I feel like the Kings, they just got guys that they just know their role. Like Fox has been on a tear. Sabonis has been really, really good. Shout out Keegan Murray, one of my favorite rookies. I remember they laughed at me because I picked him up in fantasy. I drafted him in fantasy, actually. I really like Keegan Murray. Malik Monk, he's a microwave. But I really think the Kings could win this series.
Yeah, I agree with everything you said. I got the Kings over the Warriors in 7, but I do want to bring up a stat that I thought was crazy as hell that I've seen. The Warriors have not lost in the Western playoffs. I'm not counting the play-in from 2021 since 2014, bro.
Oh, we got a live Bleacher Report. They
Live
said
update.
Gobert has been suspended versus the Lakers.
You see? Already, I'm telling you, bro, he's not playing. Let's see if he comes back though for the second game, because I think I'm already predicting it early. I think the Lakers got this John in the bag. But back to the North California matchup. Almost said North Carolina. My mistake. But I think the Kings are gonna win this. Not only because of the away stats, but like you already mentioned, this is offense versus offense. We're not gonna see too much defense. Kings have one of the best offenses in history. Not this year, not the past decade, in history. They have one of the best offenses ever. Give me the Kings, man. And finally, in our 4-5 matchup in the West, what I thought was going to be the most exciting matchup, as we've seen with Paul George not being able to play, I don't think it's going to be as exciting as it could have been. But we're going to be seeing the Suns versus the Clippers. I got the Suns over the Clippers in 6 because I think Kawhi Leonard could grab you a couple of games by himself. But I don't think it's going to be enough to stop, Durant, Booker. Let's see if, CP3's old ass is still able to compete like he used to be in the playoffs. I want to see 2021 CP really come back.
Oh, before I go into this, how many games did you say for Kings and Warriors?
7.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go 7 as well.
I think it's going to be home.
Yeah,
everyone's going to win at home.
If the Kings, I feel like the Kings got to win it in Sacramento. But yeah, Suns, Clippers, I feel like this is probably going to be the most exciting first round matchup in the West. You got Kevin Durant playing. Man, this feels good. Seeing him in the Suns jersey. And then you got the Clippers. Is Paul George going to be back for that matchup?
I think it's already confirmed that he's not going to play and if the first round, definitely. I don't know if they win that he's going to come back.
Oh, so if he's not playing in the first round, I'm going to go Phoenix. I'm going to say Phoenix in 6. I feel like, Kawhi is good enough to get you a game or two. But I feel like the Suns really got it going on right now. CP don't really got to do too much. Booker and KD, they're going to do what they do. I feel like KD could get you like 30 without breaking a sweat. And then you
it's
still
KD.
and you still got to worry about Ayton in the paint. But yeah, the Clippers, at first I felt, to start the season off, I wasn't really high on the Clippers because I felt like the uncertainty with Kawhi missing games in the beginning, and we didn't really know much about it. But I feel like they've been coming around lately, but I feel like the injury to Paul George kind of it's a blow to them. I feel like if Paul George is playing, I feel like this could be a 7-game series. But with Paul George out, I would go with the Suns in 6.
I got to agree with you. We both agree within 6. I think Kevin Durant, he's going to come out. He's going to prove why he is Kevin Durant. He's going to show why last year was nothing but it was fraudulence, on his part too, But he's going to prove that sweep is not the real Kevin Durant. Kevin Durant's going to come out. Of course, there's also Devin Booker, but we know Devin Booker's body already in the playoffs. A lot of people have been disrespecting KD because of what happened last year, but we're going to see KD's playoff greatness really come back this year. I think he's going to prove it against one of the best perimeter defenders of all time in Kawhi Leonard. So that's all for the West. Let's move on to the East. Let's start with 1 through 8, which is the Bucks versus the Raptors. Who you got in that matchup?
Bucks, Raptors. I'm going to go Bucks. Do I want to give them a game? Nah. I'll say the Raptors take 1. I'm going to take Bucks in 5. Because I feel like the last couple years, every time the Bucks were the first seed, I feel like the lower seed always took a game for some reason. Yeah, exactly. I remember when they played Orlando took a game. I think when they played, I don't know if Detroit took a game when Blake Griffin had that crazy year. But I remember Blake Griffin had a crazy game. But yeah, I'm going to say Bucks. I'm going to say Bucks in 5. Don't really got to say too much about that.
I also got Bucks in 5. I don't want to say too much because they're just so dominant, but I will give respect to the Raptors, guys like, Siakam, OG, Scotty. I think they got the personnel to not stop, because you cannot stop Giannis Antetokounmpo, but I think you could limit him. It sounds crazy, but I think you could limit him to just, 28 points, for one game. But I think Giannis is going to go off for 35 plus every single other game. So next up, rematch of the Eastern Conference Finals from last year. Boston versus Miami. I'm not, my bias with the J&Js. I favor one more than the other. I think the Celtics could take this in 6 games on the condition that they let Jaylen Brown be the man in the fourth quarter. I've said this. I know you try not to laugh. I've said this for years. Give this man the same amount of shots as Jason Tatum. He's going to look just as good. I think this year they literally average the same amount of shots, and look what Jaylen Brown's doing. The man is an all-NBA forward in a forward-heavy league. I would say he's all-NBA second team. He's worthy of that. I would say he's the more clutch player between the two. So if down the stretch, let Tatum take over the first 3 quarters. That's fine. I'm not saying let, JB be the man for the entire series, all 4 quarters. But you have to go to Jaylen Brown down the stretch. That's just my opinion. You got to let Jaylen Brown be the man when there's 4 or 5 minutes left. For that last 5 minutes, you got to let him work. And if you let him work, I promise you, these guys are going to go far. I hate to admit it. I hate giving Boston Sports Day props. But if you depend on Jaylen Brown and you go to him in that fourth quarter, I don't think there's that many teams stopping them. And it's definitely not going to be the Heat. The Heat could steal 2 games. I know we got to respect playoff Jimmy. We got to respect guys like Bam. But I don't think it's going to be enough. That's just my take. Give me the Celtics over the Heat in 6 if you're depending on JB and down the stretch. Even if not, I still think they're going to make work of the Heat. But if you're not going to go to JB like that, you're going to still stick with your JT, stuff of, oh, he's the franchise cornerstone. We got to let him take the last shot. Then they'll probably lose a game because of that, and it'll go to 7.
I'm not even going to mention the JB stuff because that was going to be a whole different debate. But, yeah, I'm going to take the Celtics in 6 games because I think the Heat just don't go away. I give them 2 out of respect. They're that team, even if they're not really looking good, you can't really count them out. Jimmy Butler in the playoffs is a different beast. Bam Adebayo still got to worry about. Tyler Hero's been improving every year. And then you still got the role guys like Gabe Vincent and Max Strus. But I think the Celtics, I feel like they're going to be on a mission too. After losing in the finals, I think their sights are set are trying to go back to the finals. I feel like that's where their mind's at. So I feel like for them, the Heat, it might be a little gritty, it might be a little tough, but I think the Celtics pull this out in 6.
It's going to be that ugly Miami physical basketball. And I think that's enough to pull you 2, maybe 3 wins. Again, that's a big maybe. But
Celtics don't want that in the first round. 7-game series in the first round?
They don't want it because it's a rematch of last year. We saw, from a dumb shot that Jimmy Butler took, even though he was on fire, big heat check, they could have lost. The Celtics could have not made the finals because of that one shot.
Because you go 7 in the first round, then you probably got to play Philly next round. So
tired as hell. I know they got Philly's number, but still. So speaking of Philly, we're going to see the Sixers versus the Nets. I don't even want to go too deep into this. You know how I feel about the Nets. You know how I feel about a guy like Ben Simmons quitting on his team again. 2nd year in a row. I would say, the biggest coward in the league. He's quitting again. We don't got to worry about him because he's probably going to make the team worse anyways. I got the Sixers over the Nets in 5. If for some reason that Ben Simmons dares to show his face again on a basketball court, damn, I think they're going to be worse. I think they get swept. The only way that these guys are going to win a game, the only way Brooklyn wins a game is, of course, if Ben Simmons is sitting out. So he could stay home and his team will do better without him.
Damn, you was calling for Ben Simmons like he's wanted.
He been wanted. We've been wanting to see him on the court, but he's soft. He's a coward. He don't want to come back. I'm not even going to go too deep into that because it'll take me 2 hours to keep talking on Ben Simmons' name, saying stuff that I've been saying for years. And, I don't think people really want to hear that right now. We here to talk about the playoffs. We don't want to talk about Ben Simmons' drama for the 2nd year in a row.
I low-key want to say a sweep, but nah, I don't know. I feel like Nick Claxton has been playing really good, but I feel like Embiid is just going to shred him. And I think
that's food.
Yeah, that's food for him. I think the Sixers are going to make quick work of the Nets. I feel like the Nets probably get one just Mikal Bridges just going crazy one game in Brooklyn, goes off for like 35, something like that. Maybe Cam Thomas gets in there. He goes off for 40 I think he had like 46 yesterday.
Yeah, but his last game of the season. Everyone plays good last game, but I'm not gonna disrespect him because he's had some good, not playoff performances, regular season performances this year.
I'll give the Nets one game, but I want to lean sweep because I feel like after the KD Kyrie trade, we kind of expected them to fall off, but they just fell a little bit. So, and I feel like Spencer Dinwiddie hasn't really been playing the best basketball as of late. So I feel like Philly just takes this in 5.
Word. I agree with you. It's gonna be 5 games. I agree. Bridges could go off for one game, but it's just gonna be one game. And we ending off with, in my opinion, the most exciting series. Knicks are back in the playoffs. Probably the biggest storyline that we've seen here in the playoffs, only because, again, I got to go back because Ben Simmons is too scared to play against his former team. The most box office playoff series, the Knicks versus the Cavs, featuring Donovan Mitchell, the so-called missed trade target. But that's fine. We Knicks fans out here, both of us. I'm going to take the Knicks in 7. Tough series. Randall, if he does come back, is going to be in the later stages. But I got faith in Brunson. I got faith in Mitchell Robinson. I got faith in Hart. I got faith in IQ. I got faith in Q Grimes to lock down, Donovan Mitchell. I'm not going to say which is he's done multiple times, but this season he has been able to handle him. JB and IQ have been able to lock down Darius Garland. I'm not going to give, Darius Garland that much benefit of the doubt for his 2 stinker of performances against the Knicks. I think they're capable of locking up the backcourt, not for the whole series, but I think you could contain Donovan Mitchell for a game or two to edge out a couple of wins. In my opinion, the big problem for the Knicks right now has to be that front court. It's going to be hard to get into the paint. If for some reason you get past Mobley, you still got to face Jared Allen. And I don't like that. I think they're going to be the biggest difference makers in the series. I think if Mobley has a coming out party, it's going to be over for us. But I'm not predicting an Evan Mobley coming out party. I'm predicting Jalen Brunson to go bucket for bucket against Donovan Mitchell. I'm expecting IQ to come out and have an incredible playoff performance, show the world, show CBS Sports to never give him a fucking D+ grade rating like they did in the draft. I don't know if you've seen, he be captioning that all the time, taking shots at CBS for disrespecting him like that. My 6th Man of the Year winner, by the way.
Mine too.
I'm predicting RJ Barrett. This is honestly the biggest stretch of everything. I'm predicting RJ Barrett to have some decent production, be a 16, 17 point per game guy. I think Thibs got to be like, look, man, you don't have to try to score 20 points. Play your role, play defense, score when you got to score, but, let JB take the reins. And if Randall comes back, let Randall pop off for 25, 30 points. But Thibs got to be able to rein him in, too, when he's taking too many threes and missing him, taking too many, Beyblade, mid-range shots for no reason. Besides that, give me the Knicks in 7.
Man, I can't wait for this series, man. We're going to be hyped. Yes, I am a Knicks fan, but y'all might kill me, but I'm going to take the Cavs in 7. And I'm saying that because the Cavs is just the Cavs are just crazy, man. Julius Randle, he's out right now. He's going to come back. He hasn't played in a while. He's going to come back into playoff basketball. He's stepping into that. And last time we saw Julius Randle in the playoffs, he was matched up with DeAndre Hunter.
I got to interrupt you this one time because I'm going to be real. I know we're doing this together. I'm going to let you talk after this. But we got to stop talking about the Hawks series, to go against the Knicks. Everyone, Twitter, YouTube, other pods, I don't care. The TV, we need to stop doing this. Stop talking about the Hawks series. Like, that is what this Knicks team is. IQ has grown. RJ has grown. And most importantly, we got Jalen Brunson now.
I'm only going to talk about the Hawks series just for Randall, not for everybody else. Or maybe RJ. But, yeah, in that Hawks series, Randall had to face... He was matched up with DeAndre Hunter and into the paint, Clint Capella. Now you have a tougher task, in my opinion, being matched up with Evan Mobley and then Jared Allen. I hope he can prove us and show us that he's gonna play like the Randall he's playing like this year. I feel like if he does play like the way he's been playing all season, I'll say the Knicks take it. But with me, I have that uncertainty with Randall in the playoffs, even though that was his first playoffs, that Hawks series. So you got that out the way. You have your built-in excuse. That was your first playoff series. But now this is the real time. This is your second playoff series. You're the guy. You got to show up. If he shows up like he's been playing all season, I'll take the Knicks. I'm not really worried about Jalen Brunson. I think Jalen Brunson's going to do what he does. RJ's kind of iffy. I feel like RJ's going to come in some games. I don't know. But Quickly's had a great season. I feel like he's going to do what he do. Quentin Grimes, love what he does for this team. He's going to do what he do. Hopefully Mitchell Robinson can stay out of foul trouble. He's been really good this season for us. And hopefully Obi Toppin can see some minutes. You never know. But I feel like the Cavs, man, I feel like at the end of the day, it's just it's just Donovan Mitchell, man. That's why I take him in 7, because I feel like these guys got that guy in the fourth quarter. You could argue Brunson for the Knicks, but there's games where you got Randall taking the last shot. You got Brunson taking the last shot. Sometimes RJ might go for the last shot. But I feel like the Cavs, they got their guy in Donovan Mitchell who's going to take over the games. And we've seen it. We've seen Donovan Mitchell year in, year out go crazy in the playoffs. Jalen Brunson is good, but we've seen it one time from him last season. Julius Randle, we haven't seen it yet. RJ Barrett, we haven't seen it. Donovan Mitchell, he's proven to be that guy in the playoffs. Darius Garland is going to be his first playoff matchup, but I'm confident that he could really do good. He's more of a facilitator, and he gets his shots within the game. And I feel like him and Donovan Mitchell together, they work off each other. Darius Garland doesn't really have to do a lot compared to seasons past. And I feel like Evan Mobley, I don't think he's gonna have a coming out party, but I feel like in this series people are gonna take notice. I feel like Evan Mobley is really gonna do some things in this series. But yeah, I'm gonna take the Cavs in 7. But if Randall plays how he's been playing all season in this series, I'm gonna go Knicks. But with that uncertainty, I'm going Cavs in 7. Hopefully, my Knicks could prove me wrong, but I'm going to go Cavs.
All right, that's fair. We both agree it's going to be close, tight race right here for that last series. We're going to disagree, but that's fine. We both agree it's going to, come down maybe even to the last possession in Game 7. But saying after all that, guys, that wraps it up for J&J for the day. We will see you guys next time. Peace.
See you guys.